Hi there, nerds. Volume 2 trailer was excellent, of course. But what was Volume 2 like? Absolutely fantastic. I've had to make some notes here. They're in a kind of random order, so bear with me. First of all, just how brilliant was it? Volume 2 is superb. I mean, it is brilliant. I know there are some so called fans that seem to have some sort of issue with it, and even with season 5 itself, but there's always going to be the few in it that are always the vocal ones. It's always the few that are the loudest. But right, so here's a few things. Right, Dustin and Steve. Some of the most emotional stuff there between those two. It felt so horrible to see that happen between Dustin and Steve. I mean, Dustin was pretty savage there, but Steve was savage to him. But you noticed that Steve was like not really trying to fight back. He didn't want to hurt Dustin, and then of course later on, and we can tell they both need each other. So that was certainly an emotional part. Holly and Max. I mean, what a fantastic duo. Absolutely brilliant what they've been doing with them two. Making Holly such a major character after all this time is just excellent. So leading on to that, the telescope. Now, straight away from her finding it, and she looks through it, and the lens cap's got a hole in it, and how she like mistakenly she looks through it realizes what she's done. I think there's got to be a reason for that hole, and it's a weird shape. And it's like, of course, it lines up with the cave. Now, it turns out somebody mentioned it to me. In the Goonies, apparently, the telescope lines up with the mountains. Now, the reason I don't know is it's not like I haven't seen the Goonies, but it was an extremely long time ago, and to me it's a film that's meh and sorry I don't actually like. But weirdly, I'm not going to explain it here. It's something I ended up seeing a number of times, and I'd be happy not to see it again. So I forgot completely about that. I just knew there was something to do with the hole in it. Um, right. Henry as a Boy Scout. Now, this with Holly when she sees the photo of him and she's looking for his scarf and she finds all his stuff and of course finds the telescope. And I think, well, there must be some reason for this. There's got to be more involved in this. This has got to be significant in some way. Well, now we know Henry's past trauma. Now I found that there's more to this in the first Shadow. I'm not actually going to put any of that out here because I think it's a spoiler. It would be best if, because I think Netflix will eventually make it available. Um, what else? Right, great to see Mr. Clark back. Now I had an idea he would end up helping at some point. I wondered where, because in season 4 he couldn't really be in it. Um, so yeah, but what I was thinking, whether he's going to get involved, he's going to have to know about what's going on. What I wasn't expecting was from just how involved he would be and just how badass he actually turns out to be. So that's really cool. That's brilliant. Right, Haw- the Hawkins lab all melted in the Upside Down. Now there's the soldiers like melted and sort of part of the building, like they melted into it. Now, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but the Philadelphia experiment, the whole story behind that, apparently with the ship disappearing and everything, and then when it returned, they had like melded with the ship. The crew had. Well, there's the whole Stranger Things being based on the Montauk project, and that connects with the Philadelphia experiment. You might want to look all this stuff up, and that would actually make a lot of sense with that. Right. The upside down plot twist. Yeah, that, I mean, really unexpected. That it is absolutely, it's not how we think it was created. So now we've got this with the abyss. I think that's a really good twist. That is excellent. Now, a little side thing here. I've got on my notes, Alice in Wonderland. Now, people have been saying the way Holly is dressed reminds them of Alice in Wonderland. Well, now in volume two, I don't know if it was could be seen before, but there is a poster on her wall. I'm sure it's in the Queer House. Anyway, there is an Alice in Wonderland poster. Now, so there's, of course, Will coming out. That, I think, was handled so well. That was excellently done. Because really emotional scene. We knew it was going to happen eventually. I think it's great that they've done it before the finale. That's just perfect. The way that was done, I was thinking, oh, are we going to get it now? Is this it? And yeah, absolutely. The fact it's like, oh, he's doing it now. Just perfect. The way it was so accepted by everybody. I think it's great. So now we have here. Right. This is a little bit of a trickier one. Right. Carly is number 8. We've got 8. We got 11. You know, add them together. It's 19. Now, in the first ever episode, Will's gone missing. Joyce goes to Hopper. Now, Hopper says 99 out of 100 times kid goes missing, the kid is with a parent or relative. And Joyce calls Will the 1. Okay, so you add the 1 to the other numbers. You've got 20. Natural 20 in D&D. Critical hit. Combination of Will, 11 and Carly could defeat Vecna. Also their abilities. 11, telekinesis. Carly, hallucinations. Will, all this with the hive mind. Right, those are 3 abilities that Vecna's got. So together, potentially they could defeat Vecna. So anyway, yep, so this has been a bit of a ramble, and it's a bit late getting this done, but you know, it's been Christmas and all that. So anyway, onwards and upwards, and see you after the finale.